Race number 7 is a Class 2. It's a really good one as well. We get up to the 1,600 metres here. 4 Derby entrants in the field as well. Eastern Express, John Size, Livy Deleuze jumps on board him for the first time. Dragon Lips and Lockheed are behind Nothing I Like More in the first leg of the Classic Series. Spicy Shore behind Pingu Spark last time out. Conti's unbeaten 4 from 4. Easy Go, Easy Win behind Pingu Spark himself last time out. Last Kingdom Zilong, both Derby entrants. And Hang's Decision only beat 1 behind Denozo last time out at Happy Valley. Of course, the form has worked out quite well, though. So we've made our way across the touchscreen to have a look at this one, John, with Conti. Unbeaten so far, 4 from 4. Gets up to the mile for the first time, but every chance he'll find the front again. Yeah,
he's found the front pretty easily so far in his races. 2 for me that are interesting a little bit further back through the field. Easy Go, Easy Win, who's up in trip on this particular occasion. He should be able to position up a little bit closer to the lead than he did last time out. Wouldn't have thought he'd be wanting to let Conti out of his sight. And Eastern Express, I think he can go pretty well too. He's coming up to 1,600 from 1,400, and once again he's been shown some pretty good pace over 1,400. He's got a wide gate here, but if he can get into a decent position, he's a pretty class act, and he's been running pretty well of late, so he'll give Conti something to think about too, I reckon. Yeah, he hasn't had a great deal of pressure so far, has he, Paul? And we might see some maybe on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know if Eastern Express will give it to him because he's his stablemate, isn't it? But I expect him to run pretty well as well. And here he is, Eastern Express. He's going nicely. As John mentioned, there's no problems with him, and he's moving well, and 1650 will be ideal for him. Lockheed, he's trialled well. We saw that trial earlier on. It was a good trial from him. Alexi Bedell aboard. He ran on okay last time behind Nothing I Like More. The tongue tie goes on. I wonder if there's been a little bit of a problem with that, but the tongue tie will go on. Here he is. He's a big boy, Conti. He sort of monsters his way to the front, doesn't he? And a couple of even bits of work. You can see there's a lot to him, but he does sort of move that body well.
All right. Seems like a good place to start then with Conti. What is he? $1.30's come up here. Unbeaten though so far. Again, the man in the saddle will be Joe Moreira.
Joe, Conti's 4 from 4. Can he make it 5 from 5, stepping up in class and up in trip on Saturday?
I believe so. He's been doing everything straightforward, so yeah, of course I do believe that he's capable to win 5 on the row.
Up to 1,600 metres, the way he races, any concerns for you?
Not at all. To me, he's kind enough. Last time I was in front, but I was very light on his mouth, and to me that's good enough for a mile. So I don't have it as a concern.
You've ridden horses like Easy Go, Easy Win and Lockheed are also in the race. How do you compare him to them?
Well, they both are very nice horses as well, but if I could choose between them all, I would still stick with Conti. So it means I probably have him ahead of them, just tiny, because I also have high opinion about the other 2 horses.
Yeah, we'll come back to them in a second. Let's start off with Conti, though. Clearly he's got bags of ability, but seeing as he's had his own way so far, could he be, I'm not suggesting this for a moment, a flat-track bully?
Well, he's big enough to be, as we said, he's a big horse. But I think the 1650 is going to be ideal with him. And if Eastern Express does come around the outside of him, I don't think he'll put too much pressure on because he's the stablemate. But I think he'll get his own way that way, and I think he can go on and win at 1,600 again. So, look, he's $1.30. He's probably entitled to be there.
He's gone from 52 to 86 in 4 races, so he's gone up the old pyramid very quickly here, and he's done absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. A bit like Pingu Spark, that other really good newcomer this year. He's a big fella as well, isn't he? And he's putting that good frame to good use. So yeah, it's going to be tough to overcome, but it's his toughest race to date, no doubt about that.
The pipeline is certainly strong, isn't it? The horses coming up behind the top liners. Let's have a look at maybe the main chance to topple him in Easy Go, Easy Win. Of course, Joe rode him on debut, and to this defeat behind Pingu Spark, and he didn't get a clear run either.
No, he didn't, and the race wasn't entirely run to suit. They went quite slow in the early stages, so it was never going to be easy to make a huge amount of ground, and when he had problems finding a gap as well, it didn't really bode well for him. But when he finally got out, he did really, I thought, get home pretty well, and I thought if he could get quite close to Conti, I even mulled over the possibility of maybe he might be able to beat the favourite, but I don't think he will, but I don't think he'd be too far away.
Yeah, I've got him as the main danger, definitely. You know, his first start he won pretty well, but he did have everything run to suit in that occasion. He didn't in that one, but still ran on nicely enough for 3rd.
All right, they're both rated 86. They've both got good draws. They're both getting up to the mile for the first time. It's an intriguing clash. Keen Venture's a pretty good measuring stick. You look back this year and last year as well, but he generally needs a really solid tempo to quicken off.
Yeah, that is the key to him, and he's not going to get that. So that's why I left him out. Hang's Decision is out of form at the moment, and Dragon Lips, he's only had the 2 starts. He's finished well back, the German bred as well, in barrier 10. So I haven't got any of these 3 in.
Yeah, Dragon Lips is going to need a lot further. Keen Venture needs the pace, as you say. And Hang's Decision smashed a track record, didn't he, towards the back end of last season, has done diddly squat since. So he's a tricky one to weigh up at the moment. There's old Dr. Jeff as well, appearing on the scene late and giving the race caller a heart attack.
There you go. Yeah, 2 more to have a look at here. Lockheed's, well, he's run in the Classic Mile. You've got to look past it, I suppose. He looks like he might be a class act.
Well, I think he is. I think he's taking a while to settle into Hong Kong. I think a lot of European horses do. The first 2 runs were about par. They weren't brilliant, but they weren't bad either. Classic Mile was disappointing, but I think on the proviso that you've always got to forgive good horses the odd bad run here or there, I think he's worth another chance for the numbers.
Yeah, I've got him in there as well. The tongue tie going on is the interesting one for me, because maybe there was a little slight problem. So it'll be interesting to see if that does help him.
All right, OK, and of course that was the horse that Joe was talking about. He's ridden him as well. Alexi Bedell in the saddle this time round. So $1.30. He's on top for you, but maybe not a betting proposition.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I think you want to go exotics this way, because he is quite short as Conti. Obviously, the easy win looks like the hardest for him to beat. He's had the 2 starts and looked very progressive in both of those particular starts. Lockheed, I've got in there for third. The tongue tie going on, I think, is interesting. This will be his opportunity. It's a bit of a D-day for him, just to see if he can improve. And up to the 16, well, he raced 1600 Classic Mile last time, and did get crowded a little bit. So he had a slight excuse at the start, but didn't really run on too well. And then Eastern Express, he's the one I've got in there for 4th. I think he can sit outside the leader and be there for a long period of the race. He's a big, strong horse, so 129 isn't going to be a major problem, I don't think, for him to carry. And some of his runs have been pretty good, and he is a winner over 1600 as well. So in the end, I went 6, 7, 4 and 1, but I'll be looking at doing exotics. Quinella places maybe around the 4, 6, 7.
Yep, not a huge amount to add to that. I've got exactly the same numbers in a very slightly different order, but 6 over 7, yeah. Eastern Express better the further he goes. 1400 is not really his trip, and yet he's been running all right over it, so I think up to 1600 he can go well. And Lockheed is definitely given another chance. As far as the play in this race is concerned, I think you're better off just having an each-way bet on Easy Go, Easy Win, or you could even just go place only, and you might get a decent price just on a place line, so there you go.
All right, well, whether I'm brave or stupid, or possibly both, Easy Go, Easy Win for me. Both of them up to the mile for the first time. Conti's out of a flying spur mare. It might stretch him, and if there is a bit of pressure, Tommy will get the last drop on him here on Easy Go, Easy Win, and at the prices, what was it, $1.30 and $12 between the 2 of them?
Best bet?
No, not quite. But as John said, I think it's an each-way price, and it's brilliant. And that's the cue for me, definitely the 6 and the 7.